Okay, I'm still experimenting with my Cricut Joy. Wondering if these pens would work. Let's see if I can find the other pen. Okay, yeah. Let's see. First of all, no, Charlie. No, Charlie. He hears me talking. Anyway, these are precision. Now he's playing with the tassel on the lamp. All right, Charlie. Get down. Get down. Go on. No, go on. All right. Precision, INC pen. And what I had to do in this case, put this one in, is I used a knife and cut the little rubber grip that is on this pen. Just cut it right off. And it fits perfectly in the holder. Of course, I use, when the mat is not in, oops, I just wrote on my new mat. I just stick the popsicle stick under there and get it just so it just touches it, and then I clamp it shut. And that's how I did that. Okay, so this pen works, and I'll show you the piece I cut off. So here's the pen that I used, and as I said, I just used my handy dandy little cutting tool, which is this thing, which I use a lot. It's very sharp, but it cuts. It's ergonometry, and I just went church and cut that piece off so that it could be removed, and it fits perfectly into the pen holder. And this one, by the way, is a, let's see if I can find it, point. I think it's on the cover. Yeah, here it is. No, it's point. I don't know what it. Somewhere I saw it. Point 005. Hold on. R2 Precision Smooth. 0.5 millimeter black ink. Okay, so that's the first thing that I did. Took the packaging off. Let's see if I can find it. No, I just tore through it. Anyway, next thing, as I said, I just removed this, and it fits perfectly using a popsicle stick underneath to guide. All right, so the next thing I did, this is an envelope. Yeah, I've been making these, or thinking about making these envelope journals, and I thought, oh, what if I could just use my pens to draw things on here. So hold on, I'm just going to remove it from the mat, but I need two hands. Okay, this mat has not been used before. This is the first time, so the peel away sticker stuck to the mat. Now I'm going to remove that and still cover it with the glue until I'm ready to do something with this envelope. Okay, so there's the pen issue. Got a new mat, and this is a regular envelope, just regular, I think 3.5 by a little over 6, maybe 6.5, which is why I wanted to use the longer mat. And I didn't quite center it. Well, maybe I did actually. Maybe it centered it perfectly. Now, where did I get this design? All right. I have experience. I have a Silhouette Cameo, and for years I have been using the Silhouette software. Anyway, when I make these journals, it'll be fun if I can write on these envelopes, and some of which I can cover with paper. Maybe I'll make a whole black and white one. Who knows? But I just wanted to see. I mean, actually, I could have addressed this envelope using the Cricut Joy by using this same method. I wasn't sure that it would write because the envelope obviously is 2, and I used cardstock setting. I think a heavy cardstock setting so that it would not press down so deep and hard. But anyway, the envelope had no trouble sticking to the mat and didn't move. I didn't use any tape either. So the first thing, where did I get the design? Well, I use Silhouette Studio software, which I absolutely love because it Well, I love it because I know how to use it, and that always is a big deal. So I set my canvas, if you will, at a I think the size, what was that? Let me see if I can do that up here. Yeah. Okay, I set it for 4 by 6.5. Yeah. So that's the size little canvas. I found this design and traced it. I probably could go back and show it. Actually, I had found this design that it was a free design. It was an SVG, but I didn't trust using that SVG into the Cricut because I was afraid, and probably no good reason for that. But I just saw a couple of places it didn't look like the line was solid, and so I was hesitant to use it. So I decided, well, I would just retrace that SVG design which I had, which was free, and then making a new copy. Of course, I can tell this is a cut design because this is what happens when I click send to the Cameo, which I'm not going to do. So at this point, I go back to the design feature. I've got it set up, and because I have the business edition, this is not a capability that exists in the basic software, but well worth it for many, many, many things. One in particular is the ability for me to save anything that I design as an SVG, which is what I did. I saved it, save as hard drive, and it goes into my downloads, and I saved this one as, you can go over here and save it. I have the choice of saving it as a JPEG, which you don't get with the basic and or an SVG file. So in this case, I just hit SVG. I gave it a title. I forget what I called it. Actually, it was test pen. Since I've already saved it, it was a test pen on envelope, Cricut Joy 1. That's what I saved it as, SVG. So once I hit OK, and it saved it, then I would open up the Cricut and started a new project. In this case, I'll hit the finish button on this one and save envelope. I need to just save this project because it was perfect. Frame. Yeah, envelope frame is what I'll call it, and hit save. But what I did do is I go down to upload and upload image, browse my computer, and of course the first thing that comes up here is this test pen, and open, and there it is. So now I could upload it, which I already have done, so I don't need to do that again, and now it's available for me to use. It's already a cut file or a write file, and of course what I did then was when I uploaded it, and then now I've got 2 copies, so I'll click on it and then add to canvas. And be sure you take this, you could cut it now, by the way. If you're using this file for any other thing besides writing on an envelope, you could sure keep it as a cut file and it would make a frame for you. But in this case, I just went to pen. And that's how then I went through the normal routine of making it, selecting the cardstock paper, because I knew it was double thick of the envelope, and I was afraid to use anything small. I was afraid there'd be too much pressure on the pen, but the pen worked perfectly. Now, because this is a line file, oh, I have to say one thing that I did that I forgot to mention is when I was back in Silhouette Studio, and this is, let's see, yeah, I had gone up here to the line and changed it from red to black. But more importantly, this line here, I had given it a value of 1. And I'm not sure that that had the effect of making it a double line drawing when it worked in the Cricut or not, but it did, which fortunately made it a little bit darker. That pen at 0.05 millimeters is a very thin line, which would be great for writing script or notes and using text. But for this, I was happy to see that that pen went over the line twice in each case. It drew this internal rectangle and then it drew it again, and then it drew the outside frame and drew it twice. So this is not so much for anybody else's use, unless someone cares enough about writing on an envelope in their Cricut Joy. However, for me, 6 months from now, I will have a record of what I did and how I did it, and that's useful to me. Maybe useful to someone else, but it's useful to me. I guess that's it. The other thing I've learned on the Cricut Joy, it cuts through my watercolor paper beautifully. I am so excited about that. It makes a mess on regular paper though. Regular thin paper, I have not really cut that out very successfully, except in cases of simple shapes like squares. But if I want to make, petals or an elaborate shape, I am not happy with the way thin paper cuts. I've tried a couple of things now and not having great success with that yet. Might later. All right, this is enough for my memory bank today.